he's referring to those that are here that I can see in front of me, and those that I know are here in virtual form via Second Life, but we'll work with it as I've got it.
On the 17th of March 2010, a rather unusual event took place at Kingston University. Before an audience of close to 300 people, around 40 in Second Life with the majority in a university auditorium, we presented the annual industrial lecture with guest speakers from around the globe.
Today's event is perhaps something of a departure from our normal industrial lecture. We normally have somebody standing up here doing the sort of thing I'm doing, telling you about a particular subject area, and usually just one person. Today we have three people that are going to be presenting their views and their experience of using virtual worlds for learning and education. But interestingly, we don't have them here at all. We have Bryan Carter, who's an associate professor in literature at the University of Missouri, and he may or may not be in his office, or he could be somewhere else. Cathy Walker, who's the co-founder of MUVERs LLC, a company also involved in the development of Second Life applications, and she's somewhere in Arkansas, I'm told, but whether she's actually at her office or whether she's at home, I don't know. And finally, Dorette Steenkamp, who's co-founder and executive director of Uthango Social Investments, somewhere in South Africa, and somebody did tell me Cape Town, but maybe they'll be able to confirm where they are. But that's what makes it an interesting event.
On the 2nd of October 2009, I've been asked by Professor Tim Ellis, Dean of the Faculty of Computing, Information Systems and Mathematics, for suggestions for a speaker for the faculty's annual industrial lecture. The faculty had acquired its Second Life island in October 2008, and I had been tasked to build and manage it. In February 2009, I had begun delivering classes through Second Life, occasionally bringing into my classes guest academics from the United States, Australia, South Africa, as well as from elsewhere in the UK. In the same period, I had been privileged to be invited to speak via Second Life to other universities across the globe, as well as to chair a stream of a virtual conference sponsored by IBM. It therefore seemed to me an interesting and innovative idea, a leap into the future of education, to propose that this year the industrial lecture be delivered through Second Life.
Okay, what I'm going to do now is ask Chris Hutchinson, who's sitting in the control room at the back there, and who has essentially been the prime mover behind this presentation in Second Life, to introduce and say something about the speakers, and then we'll move into the lecture formally. Chris, over to you.
Thank you, Jim, and good evening to everybody, and good morning to those in Australia. I think it's 5 a.m. for one of our attendees. Good midday to those in the East Coast and Central Time in the US, and I'm stressing this because this is really quite a unique occasion for Kingston University to be able to say good every time of the day to those present from Melbourne and Mumbai, Arkansas, New York, Missouri, Delaware. This is the first time we've had people attending a real lecture from so many places in the world at the same time without actually having to move from their seats. And I think this is one of the most exciting things about Second Life, that we do have this co-presence, and of course with the graphics, this deep sense of immersion as well.
I invite you to listen to short extracts from the talks from our three speakers.
Well, thank you very, very much, Chris, and thank you for the very warm introduction. What I'm doing with Virtual Harlem and Second Life in the Humanities, and I know that there are just a number of applications that one can use this particular platform for within the humanities. To those things, there are a number of educational opportunities for individuals to partake. The learning that goes on with regards to being exposed to those inspirations that inspired Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston and a number of other writers during this time period are unmatched. The number of collaborative activities that we have going on with students and faculty and researchers from literally all over the world is something that would be hard-pressed to accomplish in a more traditional, socially engage as individuals in ways that make our job not only much more enjoyable, but also it gives students a sense of a much larger sense of community than they would have ever imagined there to be a place from within a literature class. Some of the collaborative partners that we have also. Oh, interestingly, the government of Norway, they were the ones that actually funded the development.
Thank you for everyone coming here into Second Life and also the people in London. It is really an honor for me to be here. So, first of all, I think it's important when you look at the topic that you've proposed called Learning Without Walls. I wanted to actually just put the subtitle there to say When the Walls Comes Down in Africa, because what it will mean for Africa is that we will have access to learning opportunities not only in virtual worlds but also around mobile telecommunication. And I believe that that is actually leading at the moment in terms of learning technologies that we should be exploring. On the educational front, we have to realize, and it was said just this week or last week, I believe, that there's more than 600 universities online already. And out of those 600 universities, 60 out of them, I believe, are out of the top 100 universities in the United States. Which is very interesting to me that universities are really taking up virtual worlds. Incidentally, the person who gave me faith in what's possible around collaborating with universities is sitting right here in Dom of his avatar called Sam Fisher with Chris Hutchinson, but that has really approached us and said, let's do something together where my students, when I bring them in the world, can create something for your virtual Africa. And we started out. That made us just see what is possible, and we want to do so much more of this, and we believe we are so well positioned to do this, and to do this also with universities here in South Africa and the rest of Africa, the system to be part of this conversation of delivering in their local community. And we've taken this experiential model, and we've realized that we can actually take this model and we can utilize that in Second Life unbelievably well, because Second Life is an immersive experience, so which makes me very excited about the potential of using it for experiential learning purposes. Something very powerful about people sharing a space, even if it's a virtual space, and connecting with people in another space. So I believe that that physical environment could very much become a technological solution to information management, where Africans and students in African universities should become part of the solution and not only the recipients of the solution, and then enhance the same type of education could enhance the quality of the learning experience. We've spoken a lot. The institutional efficiency could be also improved, and that is something I'm very excited about for collaboration between universities. To see a university in West Europe or in Australia or wherever collaborate with a university in Africa.
And I get inquiries daily from universities and programs that want to purchase and develop an island in Second Life, but who have set foot in a virtual world. And they rely on what they know from a colleague, what they have read in a book, what they have heard from some conference presenter that seemed like a rocket scientist to them, but who actually has a low level of experience and operability in truly leveraging the Second Life platform for effective and immersive education should be nothing less than an experience and should be at the forefront of your online educational planning and goals, not an afterthought. And what we've done is we've designed a proprietary and unique multitasking operating system for Second Life. And it comes complete with its own API, GUI, and window switching. It even has a remote desktop feature that allows an avatar to view the interactions and decision making of other avatars at your command. Pick who you want to see. It records all interactions in a searchable web-based database for post-simulation assessments and debriefing. And the first application of the system is a patient simulation that resembles a real-life mannequin simulation lab. The patient info and medical orders are customizable. That means what you're going to get is unlimited, dynamic simulations, not just a set of canned simulations. We have an online web accessible role-play forum similar to those used for a real-life simulation lab where you may access, create, and store your simulation scenarios. And it even comes with easy add-ons to customize your patient avatar's gender, size, ethnicity. You got rash, burns, wounds, and medical equipment. And the system turns every single object, I mean every single one in that room, from a prop into an interactive learning, the same as it would function in real life. The patient can be played by an instructor, a sim tech, or another student. And this gives students a different learning perspective. And our remote desktop viewer allows for team simulation and multidisciplinary simulation and interaction and decision making. We can also create custom asynchronous patient events with a scripted patient and progression over a period of time. And we have some interest out there in creating these for pre or post assessments to the synchronous lab simulation experience. Okay, the facility in the next picture is a large facility that provides an option for orientation, classes, debriefing, discussion, presentation, and hey, here's the kicker, multiple patient events. Multiple patient events. The content of the objects in this facility are fully loaded. I mean, medications, animations. You can't believe all the stuff you have.
It is getting rather late. What I'm going to do is wrap it up in the usual way by getting both the, I don't know if the in-world audience can clap, but certainly to get the real-world audience to thank all three of the speakers, Bryan, Cathy, and Dorette. Thank you for your participation. For me, it's been a really novel experience because both with some of the interesting issues that arise, but also the way that it's delivered. So thank you all three for your contribution and for signing online to give us that talk this evening. Thank you.